Hello so creatives, it's Faustina here. Welcome to another interesting tutorial. On today's tutorial we are going to learn how to cut and sew this beautiful bubu kimono jacket that you are seeing on the screen with side ruche. So if it's something that you will like to learn, please keep watching, and let's move over to our cutting table. You see how beautiful this kimono jacket is looking on me? You can rock it with any outfit of your choice. So it's something that you have to have in your closet. So let's dive into the cutting table. You can make it with organza fabric or any fabric of your choice. But this transparent kimono jacket is giving big anti vibe and that luxury effect. Let's go straight to our cutting table. So this is the fabric we make use of. It's 2.5 yards of ice cream organza fabric. So you can, if you watch closely, you see that the organza is very smooth and slippery. So it's called ice cream organza fabric. So let's go ahead and fold our fabric. So I went ahead to fold the 2.5 inches into 2 equal half firstly before I went further to fold into another equal halves, making it 4 folding because we are going to cut both the front and the back. So after folding, I went ahead to mark out my starting line, a straight line, and from that my starting line I'm going to mark out the length of my kimono jacket. So I went ahead to mark out the line into several places in order to get a straight line. So after getting the length of our kimono jacket, we will now proceed in marking out our shoulder on our starting line. So on our starting line, from the completely folded part, I'm going to input my shoulder measurement divided by 2 value, and from that shoulder measurement I am going to input my cut together sleeve of 15 inches. If you watch closely, you see that the bubu kimono jacket is very big, and on that our cut together sleeve I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'm going to taper it all the way to my neck width. So I'm basically going to mark out my neck width, and I will now go ahead and slant our shoulder like so. So after slanting the shoulder, we now start inputting our sleeve opening. So from our shoulder slope I came down by 15 for my sleeve opening. So after marking out our sleeve opening on that 15 inches, I'm going to go ahead and input my hip divide by 4 plus extra 11-inch ease allowance. 1 inch out of the 11 inches will serve as my sewing allowance. So after marking it, I went ahead to join it to the sleeve opening like so. So I'm basically going to input the value that I have on the bust area on the hem part of our kimono jacket. So I'm basically going to add our hip divide by 4 plus 11-inch ease allowance, which 1 inch is for our sewing allowance. So I'm going to join the line in a straight form to go and meet our bust area, and also mark out our sleeve opening to go and meet our shoulder slope like so. For the neck, we are going to mark out our neck width of 3 inches and neck depth of 1 inch for the back neck depth. So we are firstly going to mark out our back neck depth, which after cutting out all our mark pattern, we are going to separate the front from the back, and now go ahead and now mark out our front neck depth. So I'm basically trying to cut out all our drafted pattern, and after cutting it I'm going to separate the front from the back. So basically the front and the back is the same thing for now. After separating them, I'm now going to fold the fabric back to its original form, and after which I'm going to now proceed in altering the front neck depth. So I'm trying to fold our fabric to its original form. So after getting it very properly, I'm going to now go ahead from our neck width. I'm going to come down by 10 inches for our neck depth, and I'm going to mark it like a V. After which I will now mark out 1 inches all the way to the hem part of our beautiful kimono jacket. And you see how I'm trying to cut it out. So the center front, we have a slit, and we are going to add a lapel, kind of lapel, on that center front to finish up the center front. So after cutting it, this is what you are going to have, and we will now proceed in joining the front and the back. So this is our back, and while the two pieces is for our front. So we will start joining them from the shoulder. So I'm going to introduce one front part to come and meet the back shoulder. So from the neck, I'm going to place the front shoulder to meet the back shoulder. I'm going to pin it down with my office pin, and I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side. Pin it down from the neck part and pin it with my office pin. So for this project, you will normalize working with your office pin because this organza is very slippery. So after pinning it down, I will now quickly go over to my sewing machine and go and sew it by half an inch. So I've gone ahead to sew it by half an inch. This is the outcome. So after sewing it, we now proceed in hemming our sleeve opening like so. So I'm basically going to open up our sleeve very wide like so, and I'm going to hem by 2 inches, which I will hem the first part and hem the second part like so, and I will run a stitch on it. So I've gone ahead to hem our sleeve part. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So I've gone ahead to hem it on the two side of our beautiful kimono jacket. So I'm basically going to start closing the side of our jacket. So I went ahead to fold our sleeve into two, and I will start marking out 1 inches by the side. Remember I said earlier, the 11 inches, 1 inch is for our sewing allowance, while 10 inch is for the ease allowance. So I'm basically going to mark out 1 inches all over the body, but we also added a slit on this jacket. So from the hem part, I came up by 7 inches. That 7 inches will serve as our slit. We are going to hem our beautiful kimono by 2 inches, while the remaining 5 inches will serve as our slit. So I'm going to now sew from our sleeve opening to that 7 inches by 1 inch sewing allowance, and I will do the same thing to the other side as well. So I've gone ahead to close the side of our beautiful kimono jacket, and I also went ahead to sew a 4 long strip of rope that we are going to use to form that ruche on the side. So this is what you do. You are going to basically insert your ruche in between the 1 inch allowance that you have on the side, and you are going to now go ahead and hem the allowances while inserting your ruche inside the allowance. So for the slit part, so I've gone ahead to done it. For the slit part, before you reach the slips, you are going to like bring out the rope by the side before you now continue to hem the slit, because this rope did not enter the slit part. I don't know if you are understanding what I'm saying. Before you reach the slit part, you go ahead and bring out the rope by the side, and the side that you are going to bring out the rope, you are going to form an opening like 0.25 opening for the rope to pass through. So after which you are going to now ruche the side of your kimono jacket like so. You see how beautiful it's looking, and we also have our slit. So we will now proceed in hemming the down part of our kimono jacket. So I quickly move over to my sewing machine and go and hem it by 2 inches. So I've gone ahead to hem the down part of our kimono jacket, both the back and the front. So after hemming, we now start working on the center front. Remember that I said that we are going to add a kind of lapel to finish up that center front. So this is it. So what we are going to do is that from one end of our beautiful kimono jacket, we are going to measure all around the center front like so to the other hem part of our kimono jacket to get the length of the long fabric that we are going to cut in order to finish up the center front of our kimono. So after getting the value, we are going to use it to cut the lapel that we are going to use to finish up the center front. So the width of the long strip of lapel will be 5 inches width, while the length will be the value we measure at. So the 5 inches, we are going to sew it on fold. So we are basically going to fold the 5 inches into two. So when fold into two, we'll be left with 2.5 inches. So after sewing it on our beautiful kimono jacket, we'll be left with 2 inches. So I went ahead to hem the one side of the long fabric like so, because we have already hemmed the down part of our kimono jacket. So we have to finish up the long strip of fabric also before we now sew it on our beautiful kimono jacket. So this is how you fold it. You fold it into two and pin it down, and you keep pinning it down until you get to the other end of our beautiful kimono jacket. So we have gone ahead to sew it, and this is the outcome. So this is the end part of our beautiful kimono jacket tutorial. So if you have watched to this part, thanks for watching. And if today is your first time of coming across my channel, my name is Faustina. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always coming around to watch our tutorial. You see how beautiful the outcome of the tutorial. So the outcome came out so beautiful. And if you have watched to this point, thanks for watching. I love you all. Bye.